myself is Divya Bahal, Assistant Professor in Chemical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. The subject that I am going to take is Mass Transfer Operations 2. So, in the previous lectures, we were studying about vapor-liquid equilibria, okay? So starting with this lecture, let's have that in detail. Now, here we are going into deep insight of boiling point diagrams, okay? So let's move forward. Okay, so when we carry out our experiment, okay, so see this experiment data, it is represented in form of tables of vapor mole fraction and liquid mole fractions, okay. Now this experiment, okay, you can carry out your experiment of vaporization either at constant temperature or at constant pressure, okay. For constant temperature, what you do, you are going to fix a temperature, okay, you are going to boil your liquid at that constant temperature only. And now you are going to vary the pressure. Whereas in constant pressure experiment, what you do is, suppose I am carrying out my boiling, simple boiling of normal water at home, what we do. Okay, it is an atmospheric condition, so the pressure is atmosphere. Now gradually I am increasing my temperature. So that is constant pressure experiment. So when pressure is fixed, then it is called as TXY diagram. It means the composition of vapor and liquid vary with temperature. So what is your TXY diagram? It shows the variance, okay, it shows the how your liquid and vapor phase compositions vary with the temperature. Now when your temperature is fixed, then it is PXY diagram. Your X and Y composition varies with pressure. So these TXY and PXY diagrams are called as boiling point diagrams. Okay, so what is now equilibrium diagram? When I am representing my compositions, okay, vapor phase and liquid phase compositions which are in equilibrium with each other, that diagram is called as equilibrium diagram, okay. As we discussed earlier, what is equilibrium condition, okay, when your chemical potential is zero, when your driving force is zero, okay, at that condition, it means now no more further separation can take place, okay. At specified temperature, the amount of vapor composition which we will obtain, as we saw previously in the boiling point diagram at bubble point, okay, onset of vaporization took place. It means more volatile component has got converted into vapor. So corresponding to that vapor we had a liquid composition. So these two were in equilibrium, okay. So you will get this equilibrium composition. It would be same, either you carry out your experiment at constant pressure or at constant temperature conditions, okay. Now, how equilibrium data we will get? Okay, before that, again, now this is my TXY diagram. See, I have mentioned that at constant pressure, I am showing the variance of temperature with mole fractions. You can see VPA, it is boiling point of A. Okay, it is boiling point of A, where my A is more volatile component. Now B is my less volatile component. You can see the at temperature plot VPB. Okay, both the vertical scales, it represents temperature, whereas the horizontal at bottom you can see it is representation of mole fractions, both in X and Y plot. Okay, so you can see boiling point of A is less than boiling point of B. Okay, now because A is more volatile, it will boil early. So hence boiling point of A is less than boiling point of B. Now similarly, as we saw in the last lectures, at G point I am having my mixture, okay. It is a mixture of any A and B where my A is more volatile. See, in TXY diagram or PXY diagram, whatever your representation of your mole fraction is, okay, whatever you are doing, you are considering it with respect to more volatile, okay. It is going to, generally we do it in consideration with a more volatile component. So you can see A is my more volatile, B is the less volatile. Now G is the point where I am having this mixture of A and B. Now as I am heating it, with heating what I am doing, temperature I am rising. You can see corresponding to the temperature when I am heating it from G to H. Of course at G the temperature might have been different, and now at H the temperature is different. So as we discussed in last lectures also, now at H it is onset of vaporization. So in corresponding direction of H, I have J. What does J point shows? It shows the vapor composition at that temperature. So H and J are the equilibrium compositions, okay, in liquid and vapor phase. Now here, see, till date whatever we are discussing, it is for closed system. Okay, now because it is a closed system, okay, I am not taking out the vapors are still there and it is a closed system. Now as I am increasing the temperature of the system, okay, now from H to M, okay, you can see now from H to M point, what does that dotted line shows you? It shows the binary, it shows a two-phase condition. Okay, here liquid and vapor phase are present. Up till H point it was only liquid. Okay, now between MH, okay, from the distance between MH, or you can say the closed area, okay, this area between those two curves, it shows a two-phase condition where your vapor and liquid exist together. And you can see as temperature I am increasing, okay, as I am increasing the temperature, my vapor is generating more. So now it is a two-phase region. You can see here temperature is not constant. Okay, from H the temperature might have been different, now at M the temperature is different. And you can see in the middle is the LK line. We discussed the equilibrium conditions. Okay, as temperature is changing, now my different condition of equilibrium would be there. Okay, new set of compositions would be there. So for LK line, okay, as I've increased the temperature, now vapor and liquid exist together. So vapor composition might have been different and liquid composition might have been different. So what does it show? You can see the horizontals line N, M, L, K, H, J. What are they? Those are tie lines. Tie lines showing equilibrium compositions, okay, in both vapor and liquid phase of what? Of more volatile components, which changes with change in temperature. You can see at HJ condition my temperature was different, and so have those sets of equilibrium condition. Now as I increase the temperature, when the two phases there, okay, liquid and vapor exist together, then I have LJ composition, when L shows the composition of more volatile component in liquid phase, whereas K shows composition of more volatile component in vapor phase. Okay, so at M point, now talking about M point, what does that M point shows? It shows that now your all liquid has been converted into vapor. Okay, now as I'm heating it more further from M to O, okay, you will study in next lecture that O condition is called as superheated vapors. Okay, at M point my all liquid has been converted into vapor. Okay, now as I'm heating it more, it is now in superheated condition. So that would be next lecture. So you can see how my equilibrium conditions, how my equilibrium compositions change with temperature. Okay, for that first of all look at the bottom about the mole fractions. Okay, at B point, okay, what does B point show? And similarly at A point, you can see the mole fraction is 1. It shows, it is a condition when you can say, if I'm representing my graph in form of liquid phase composition, okay, it is A line, okay, it is a pure A condition, hence XA is equal to 1 or YA is equal to 1. Okay, if I'm representing for liquid phase composition, then XA equal to 1, because that right hand side vertical line, it shows pure A. Okay, so XA equal to 1. Now if I am representing in form of vapor phase, then YA equal to 1. Okay, similarly for left hand side temperature, boiling, where boiling point of B is there. Now that is pure B. Okay, that is the representation of less volatile B component in pure phase. So what does it show? Why it is 0? It means XA is equal to 0 and XB is equal to 1. Similarly, YA is 0 there, but YB is 1. Okay, this representation of graph would once again it would be covered in next lecture. See, for VL you need to have a repetition of concepts so as to become clear. So that was about your heating in closed system. Now moving forward, so as I was discussing about conducting your experiment. See, with temperature, as I told you, your equilibrium condition changes. So you can see over here, for different temperature, this is the benzene and toluene example which I took, but benzene is more volatile. Okay, recently I told you that we represent our calculations, okay, our data for more volatile component. So for benzene and toluene system, benzene is more volatile. So you can see as I'm increasing the temperature, my mole fraction of benzene and vapor changes continuously. Okay. So yes, from the data you can have a note that my vapor phase composition is always more than liquid phase composition. It's natural to have a, for distillation, okay, for distillation to work as a separation method, your vapor phase composition must be compulsorily more than liquid phase composition. Then only separation will take place. Okay, if my vapor phase composition is not more than liquid phase, then it is totally a useless method. Yeah, for example, you can see over here. See, at liquid phase in liquid phase composition, you have benzene as 0.78, whereas mole fraction of benzene is vapor. Mole fraction of benzene in vapor is 0.9. So what does these two numbers represent? They are the equilibrium compositions. Okay, at 85 degrees Celsius. So, and similarly, means now at that temperature, no more separation can take place. Okay, that is the limitation. If my benzene in liquid would be 0.78, then corresponding would be 0.9. So I can say that these are the compositions of my tie lines. Okay, if I represent this in a TXY diagram, this would be the composition in tie line. Now as I'm increasing the temperature, let's move to another another data of 105. Okay, in 105 you can see that the liquid phase composition of benzene is 0.13, and whereas the corresponding is 0.261. See, you can see as I'm increasing the temperature, the mole fraction of benzene in liquid has been decreased. Okay, but mole fraction of benzene in vapor has also been decreased. Now why so? See, as I'm increasing the temperature, now the less volatile component, for example here it would be toluene. Okay, now toluene will also start to get vaporized. Now as it will vaporize, so in vapor phase now I have benzene and toluene also. So you can see that mole fraction of benzene in vapor has decreased because mole fraction of now toluene is also increased. Okay, it is increasing now. Similarly, mole fraction of benzene in liquid is decreasing because most of the benzene has been converted into vapor phase. Okay, so now as I'm increasing the temperature, mole fraction of benzene in liquid is decreasing and that of benzene in vapor is also decreasing. Reason, now toluene is also participating in two-phase region. Toluene is also converting into vapor phase from liquid. Okay. Yes, as I told you earlier, these are the compositions of your tie lines. Now what is equilibrium diagram? Okay. Earlier I discussed about your TXY diagram with temperature, how you get your tie line. Now how representation of equilibrium diagram? Okay. The representation of your liquid phase and vapor phase compositions for more volatile. See, this is the equilibrium diagram. Now the space between diagonal and your equilibrium line, that is the area where your separation takes place. Okay, this is the area which shows that your vapor phase composition is more than liquid phase composition. Okay, then and only then it shows that separation has taken place. Okay, now this is your diagonal at 45 degree. Okay, now how you're representing the data? So your data is for y versus x. Okay, for example at P point. Okay, at P point what I can say that at P point whatever the composition I have in liquid phase side, okay, in x side, that is in equilibrium with that in y axis. Okay, so this is my equilibrium diagram. Moving forward, yes, now again moving to TXY diagram. Okay, see, this is a benzene and toluene situation. Okay, condition. I am taking mixture again for toluene and benzene. Right hand side you can see benzene and left hand side is toluene. As benzene is more volatile, boiling point of benzene is less than that of toluene. Okay, and the space between these two diagram. Okay, the bottom line where you can see the dot. What is that? That is your bubble point curve, and the above that curve is, that is your dew point curve. Okay, so now toluene and benzene are miscible together. What is the meaning of miscible? It means they mix homogeneously. Okay, hence the boiling point. Okay, the bubble point. Okay, for mixture we take bubble point. Hence the bubble point of mixture lies between boiling point of pure components. See, in the right hand side where boiling point of benzene is shown, what does that show? In the bottom you can say mole fraction when I'm representing mole fraction of benzene in liquid phase. X is for liquid phase, okay? At benzene side you can see 1, whereas at toluene side you can see 0. What does that 0 means? Okay, 0 means that is pure toluene. Mole fraction of benzene there is 0, whereas at benzene area you can see mole fraction of benzene is 1. What does 1 means? It means it is pure, okay? Now in between to 0 to 1, now that is the mixture, okay? So the boiling point or bubble point of that mixture lies between the boiling point of pure entities A and B. What is my A and B? Okay, B is the boiling point of toluene and A is boiling point of benzene. Okay, so for that mixture my boiling point lies between those two ranges. Now above all that was the representation of your TXY diagram. You can see your trend has been reversed, okay? PA. What is PA? It is vapor pressure, okay? Vapor pressure of more volatile component. More volatile which has less boiling point, okay? See, we discussed that in first lecture only, that high boiling point means less vapor pressure and low boiling point means high vapor pressure. More the vapor pressure, fast it will get boiled, okay? So A is my more volatile component, it means it is very high vapor pressure, okay? The pressure is exerted by vapors is more. Whereas if B is the less volatile, it means it is low vapor pressure. So you can see the trend has been reversed. PA is more than PB, okay? Same is the thing, now the trend has been reversed, okay? Liquid and vapor, now here liquid and vapor phase composition changes with change in pressure. What I have done is I have kept my temperature constant, just like TXY diagram. Now above it is now liquid, okay? The above portion is liquid, whereas at bottom it is vapor. See, now here from I have to convert liquid to vapor, okay? So what I have to do is I have to decrease the pressure, okay? As I decrease the pressure at that temperature, my liquid will start to vaporize. So in top area you have liquid, whereas in bottom area you have vapor. Now that line, okay, the top line, that is your bubble point, okay, that is your bubble point line. Similarly the bottom line is now dew point line. Same as TXY diagram, your representation of X and Y is also done. At left hand side you can say that is the representation of pure A, whereas in left hand side it is representation of your pure B component. Now here as pressure decreases, so mole fraction of A in liquid goes on decreases and increase in vapor phase. A again is my more volatile component, okay, which will vaporize first. Now here it is initially it is already in liquid phase, okay. Now if I have to convert into vapor, I am not going to increase the pressure, because with increase in pressure nothing is going to happen. We will study it later, effect of pressure. But here if I have to convert into vapor phase, I have to decrease the pressure. So you can see as I am decreasing the pressure, mole fraction of A is increasing. Now as earlier we discussed about bubble point temperature, now here you have bubble point pressure. So let's see, the pressure at which first drop of liquid vaporize is called as bubble point pressure, okay, first drop of liquid which vaporizes. Similarly at given temperature, now at given temperature bubble point pressure is function of pressure and liquid phase composition, okay. Similar to that we studied about bubble point temperature, okay. For bubble point temperature my definition was at given pressure, okay, my bubble point temperature is function of liquid phase composition and the pressure of system. Here note down at total pressure, okay, the total pressure of your system is going to affect your all the readings, okay. Hence we will study it later how the total pressure of system affects. So just at given temperature, just note this, your bubble point pressure is function of pressure of the system and liquid phase composition. Now what is dew point pressure? The pressure at which first drop of your liquid get condensed. Now if I reverse the situation, if I'm starting with my vapor phase mixture, okay, I have mixture of more volatile and less volatile components but in vapor phase. Now if I have to condense them, okay, so what I'm going to do to convert from vapor to liquid, I'm going to increase the pressure, okay. So pressure when I'm increasing the pressure. So the pressure at which first drop of liquid gets condensed is called as dew point pressure. Similarly, at any given temperature, okay, because Pxy diagram is there, I am doing my experiment at constant temperature. So at any given temperature, my dew point pressure is function of pressure of the system. Note down, pressure of system, okay, and vapor phase composition. So this was about your Pxy and Txy diagram and the equilibrium compositions, okay, hence taking into account the equilibrium diagram, how vapor and liquid phase composition changes with temperature and that with pressure, okay. So in next lecture, we will study about relative volatility, effect of total pressure on the system when experiment is done for constant pressure system, okay. Effect of pressure on Txy diagram if I am increasing the pressure, okay. So that would be covered in next lecture. Thank you.